Hi, welcome back to your weekly chair yoga practice, where we aim to reset your nervous system so you can feel more resilient, more steady, stable, and at ease throughout the week and throughout your life. I'm Mandy. I'll guide us through today's sequence. Last week, we were talking about sthira and sukha. Sthira meaning stable steadiness, and sukha meaning ease. We got to experience it in our body, what it's like to have a foundational steadiness. And we experienced this through the Warrior series. We grounded our lower half, our feet down into the earth, so we could move through this foundation. I related it to riverbanks and the water that flows through. And at the end of practice, I hinted at Abhyasa and Viragyam. These are two principles of yoga. They're guiding lights. Abhyasa is when we have a dedicated practice to our yoga. We are committed. You're showing up. You're here. I'd love to know in the comments if you've been here before and this is something you're trying to make a habit or a weekly anchor for your nervous system. Once we really start showing up for our practice, Viragyam almost happens naturally. Now, we do have to be wise stewards of ourselves. Viragyam is that which we have to sacrifice for the life that we want. Okay, so Abhyasa is having a cup of tea at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Viragyam is not having a cup of coffee at 3 p.m. because it'll disrupt our sleep. We won't get up for our morning yoga practice. So these things kind of work together. I've spoken in another series about Abhyasa and Viragyam and how it showed up for me in just starting to notice without having to do anything. I just started to notice and make choices that were better for myself. Not because I was in a shame cycle or I should do better or because I was beating myself up that I wasn't doing better. It literally just began to happen. So thank you for being here, for your dedicated yoga practice, for your efforts towards Abhyasa. May the good things for your health and your spirit take place of the patterns and habits that are no longer serving you. Okay, let's get into our practice today. So find your comfortable seat, rock on your sitting bones, and find the middle. Press down into the earth with all four corners of your feet, and then press down into all 10 toes. Inhale, lengthen your spine, reaching the crown of your head up towards the ceiling, and draw your shoulders down your back. Get heavy in your seat. If you'd like to close your eyes as you arrive into your body, this can be helpful. Begin to notice what's present for you today. What are you coming onto your chair, onto your mat with? Stressors you hold, emotions, daily duties, perhaps the care of loved ones, all sit on your heart right now. Concern for our collective, the world, desire for that to be better or different. Sometimes we need a little more space for what we carry. Let's begin to deepen your breath into your lower belly. Let your ribs expand and your chest brighten. We need not overbreathe or force the breath, but let's treat our breath like a loyal companion, like our friend. Breathing in, I arrive at my practice. Breathing out, I'm more present in my body for my yoga practice. Breathing in, breathing out. One more time, creating no rush, no hurries, and exhaling any worries. When you feel ready, I invite you to blink your eyes open and let the light return. Interlock your fingers in front of your chest. Flip your palms. We're going to push out and up. That's the inhale. Perhaps you've done this with me before. Then exhale out with the heel of your hands and interlock your fingers at the base of your spine. Draw your knuckles down as you tip your chin towards your chest. Move through this 2 or 3 times at your own pace, syncing your breath with your movement. What that means is we use the length of our inhale for this one motion. And if your inhale ends before you reach the top, let that be enough and reach out from the heel of your hands from there. So we don't need to exasperate our breath to make yoga happen. It's best if we meet ourselves where we are. Beautiful. You can release that practice. Trace your chin parallel with the floor all the way over your right shoulder to your mobile capacity. Please don't strive past your edge, but once you reach your edge, soften. Trace your chin back to center, then over to the left. Come back to center again. And this time use your exhale to tip your right ear to your right shoulder. Breathe into the left side of your neck. Inhale, come back up. And enjoy the exhale as you tip left ear to left shoulder. Be sure that your right shoulder isn't coming with it. We keep that steadiness in our shoulders. And inhale, come back up. Brilliant. Reach your right arm out to the right and draw it across your body. You can use your left elbow or your left hand to steady your arm in this thread the needle posture. Soften here. Once you're into the shape, we need not force or do more. That would be Viragyam. We need not force or strive, but to rest or to relax into the shape. Release your arms down, and if you'd like, you could swing them across the front of your body. Reach left arm out to the left with palm facing forward and draw it across your body, hooking in your right elbow or your right hand. Then soften. Nothing more to do here. Okay, release both arms, cross them if you'd like, and then reach out with both arms. We're going to do air hugs. So when you're ready, reach your arms in front of you and grab the opposite shoulder or your back and squeeze. Inhale, open, expansion, and exhale, a contraction. So part of our dedicated practice is being able to expand when we need to, and to be wise enough to come into our center, into our internal senses. There are times for being bright, just like the full moon. And there are times to come inside, to recharge, to restore. I added a little bend on that one. It felt kind of nice to reach my shoulders down towards my knees. And then release. Sit back a little bit in your chair. For our next posture, I'm going to turn my chair in the opposite direction. You are good exactly where you are. We'll be doing some leg extensions. So take your hand underneath your hamstring, the backside of your quad, and extend your knee forward. Draw your toes toward your nose and then away from your nose. We're going to move through that a few times here. Flexion and extension. Sense into the sensations of your right leg. Can you feel your muscles as they stretch and relax? And place the outer right foot on your left thigh. Lift your chest and isometrically draw your right knee down towards the floor, keeping your sitting bones and your hip bones nice and stable. If you'd like a little bit more in this posture, lead with your heart. You can come forward. And I say lead with your heart. Your heart is strong. It's bright, okay? It's not slumped and hidden in the backside of your body. So this posture may be easier and maybe even comfortable, but it's not it. So bend your toes towards your knee. Let your shoulders come down your back. And if you'd like, you could bring your elbows to your shin. Press it down into the earth with your left foot. Inhale, come back up. Step your right foot down. Pick up your left leg and bend your toes towards your nose. Then when you're ready, begin flexion and extension. So pump your toes. Take your time so that you can feel into any sensations in your foot, your ankle, your calf, or your shin. Then set the outer edge of your left foot on your right thigh. Bend your toes towards your knee and lengthen your spine. Press down into the earth with your right foot as you isometrically draw your left knee down towards your mat. If you're adding a gentle bend, lead with your heart and draw your shoulders down your back. Breathe into your hip space. This one almost feels so good, I don't want to come out. And if you're there too, feel free to linger. And if you're ready, let's press down into the earth with the right foot, hinge from your hips, and step your left foot down. Close your eyes. Release any control of your breathing. And check in with your body. Feeling into any sensations. Sensations are how our very intelligent body speaks to us and lets us know what's going on. Check in with your breath. Our breath is intimately connected with our whole self, specifically connected to our nervous system. You breathe smoothly and softly. It signals to your body and brain that you are safe enough right now. And how does your mind feel? Blink your eyes open when you're ready. If you'd like, you could bring your hands to heart center. Gentle bow towards your heart for your Abhyasa, your dedicated practice. I'm so glad we're sharing these experiences together. Without you, there's no me. There's nobody to teach to. So thank you for showing up so that I could do what I love the most, which is share yoga. If this class or any other classes have benefited you in the past, I encourage you to share them with somebody you know that could benefit from them as well. Your presence means a great deal to me. Thanks for being here and sharing it with me. I'll see you next time.